Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Anna Vanila Arts. I am Anna Vanila, and for today I have prepared for you a new stitch, a new knit stitch, a very transparent stitch. I mean, obviously if you take thicker needles, in this case is 6mm needles that I have now, and of course the yarn is quite thin and it creates airy kind of look to the stitch, which is probably good for tops, for anything that you want to look a bit more like mesh. And this stitch, we have two rows of a stitch. It's easy to knit. It's just the way you knit what creates this kind of structure of this stitch. First of all, I cast 18 here on my needle. Got 16 stitches, 16 loops. The beginning of the rows I usually do cast on the way I like it and the way you like it. In this case you could do however you like to cast on the loops, and on the first and second row I usually knit stitch on the front and on the back. I knit stitch, so it doesn't make the edge too misshapen. Somehow it just, this kind of knitting of front stitches on the front and on the back, it helps the edge to be a bit nicer, and only then you start off doing the stitch, main stitch like this, and it's supposed to look very well and nice. And I've got the marker to identify which one is the right side. Maybe you should do this as well. My needles are cubicle needles number 6, and I have acrylic yarn, and this example is 18 stitches. So the first loop we never ever knit, and the last loop we always knit it with a purl stitch. That's how I knit. So hopefully if you do want to knit like me, you start off with not knitting in a loop, and then in the end you just knit the purl stitch. The last loop is a purl stitch. So we do not knit the first loop. Now we start off this stitch with a purl stitch. So basically, if you are a beginner, you could do this pattern no problem. So if you know how to do purl stitches and front stitches, this pattern, this stitch is for you. So what we do, we knit the purl, then we count 1, 2, and after the second we put through the right needle, grab the yarn from behind, put the finger to hold it in place, and then in between these two loops, through these two loops, we grab the yarn again, and then we release those other two loops from the needle. So 1 purl stitch, then we see 2 knit stitches. We grab after the 2 loops on the needle, we grab the yarn from behind, we hold it, and from the 2 loops on the needle, left needle, we grab and we do another loop. So from 2 loops, we create 2 loops, and that's how it makes this pattern so special. So 2 loops, hold it, and then we knit again those 2 from the needle, again release, purl stitch, 1, 2, after the second we grab the yarn from behind, hold this loop, and then these 2 loops on the needle, we knit it together, and 1 purl stitch, and then after 2 loops we grab and make another 2 loops, and we finish it with 1 purl stitch, and the last one is always a purl stitch. Now it's a wrong side of work. We do not knit the first loop, so this is the wrong side of work. It's second row in this situation, so we do not knit the first loop. We see front stitch, we knit a front stitch, we see 2 purl stitches, and we knit 2 purl stitches like so. 1 knit stitch, 1 purl, 1 knit stitch, front stitch, and 2 purl stitches. 1 knit stitch, 2 purl stitches. If you remember, these 2 purl stitches were those loops that we were knitting in a special way, and on the back it looks like a purl stitch, so you need to know that you have to knit them both with a purl stitch. And that's the second row. Now we have to do the beginning again, the first row, so we do not knit the first loop. We knit 1 purl stitch, then we count 1, 2. Behind the second loop we grab the yarn, we hold it, and then these 2 loops from the needle we knit them together. So from 2 loops we create 2 loops, purl stitch, and so on. I hope you understood how this pattern is made, this stitch is made. It's very interesting way of knitting. It has some open work effect to it, and it seems to be very nice, very interesting stitch, very airy, very light, but it's very pretty stitch and easy to knit. Even for beginners this would be fantastic. I have a thought to do a crop top possibly with this stitch, because it will just look fantastic. I mean, look at this, it's kind of stretchy as well. You could do hats, scarves with this stitch. It's so simple to do, and it only takes 2 rows to do it, which are very simple. Especially second row is very simple. So yeah, here we go. Thank you again for watching and subscribing and liking my videos. See you soon in my next one, and please put likes, and I'm sending to you lots of love and creativity in your own projects. Hopefully this pattern, this stitch will find a new home for others like you. So hopefully you can share your opinion on this stitch, and maybe you can create something special that I could see if you tag me. So please, welcome to use this stitch in whatever garments you prefer. See you soon in my next video. Bye.